Hello, hello, hello. Peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Larita Francois. I'm an ordained minister, a spiritual life and relationship coach, and I'm the founder of Divine Ministry of Hope. It's an honor to connect with each of you here at the Top 100 Most Powerful Black Women Summit. I want to welcome you to my masterclass, From Surviving to Thriving, A Journey to Holistic Wellness. This is a transformational masterclass for women ready to heal, rise, and walk in their purpose. And today, I want to take you on a journey, one that will show you how to grow through what you go through. Because let's just be honest, many of us are living in what I call perpetual survival mode. So if you're watching this video and you're not sure if this masterclass is for you, let me tell you, it's for you. If you've ever felt stuck between who you were and who you're becoming, this masterclass is for you. If you've ever felt the weight of the world resting on your shoulders, this masterclass is for you. All right. And if you are ready to heal, rise, and walk boldly in your purpose, this is for you. So let's do it. Let's begin this journey together. All right. I'm so excited. Let's dive in. Over the years, my own journey has taken me through seasons of brokenness and healing. And through it all, God revealed something that changed my perspective and even the way that I see myself. And He revealed that we were never meant to just survive, we were created to thrive. See, I know what it means to live in survival mode. Okay. To wake up every day just trying to make it through, wondering if things will ever get better. And here's the amazing news: it will. I know what it means to come out on the other side. I know what it means to experience peace and purpose and joy again. And I'm not teaching this from theory, I am teaching this from experience, okay? So if you've been carrying more than you let on, you're not alone. Today, we're going to move from surviving to thriving, spirit, mind, body, and lifestyle. And you'll leave with practical tools, hope, and a guided next step on your journey. All right, let's go. I want to share with you guys a little bit about me and who I am and how I came into ministry and coaching. And I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I grew up surrounded by pain and instability. Both of my parents battled drug addiction. And as a child, I watched my world crumble in ways that no child should ever have to see. I remember nights of fear, not knowing if my dad would come home and be abusive towards my mom. I remember not having food in the refrigerator and having to go and ask the neighbors for food, like just pure chaos. And eventually that chaos led me to homelessness. My mom, my brother, and I lived at a homeless shelter. And I experienced homelessness, but not just homelessness in the physical sense, but also in emotional and spiritual sense, because I was emotionally and spiritually empty. Right. And as I grew past that situation, as I got a little bit older, I learned how to build walls instead of boundaries. I learned how to stay busy to avoid feeling broken. And I learned how to smile while I was silently drowning. Right. And it didn't stop. Life kept coming. I lost my father, then I lost my mother, one to drugs, the other to illness. And just 3 years ago, my brother was killed. And I'll tell you, I hit rock bottom emotionally, mentally, even physically. I hit rock bottom. But that breaking point for me became my turning point. It was my turning point. Because in the middle of that darkness, God whispered to me, "You've learned how to survive. Now I'm going to teach you how to live." And that's not always easy. It's not always easy when you're used to building walls, when you're used to staying busy so that you don't have to face the pain, so that you don't have to, you know, heal and grow, right? And and God says, "You've learned how to survive. Now I'm going to teach you how to live." And that's what this class is about. Learning to live again after trauma and pain, learning to live again after life's challenges, right? Learning to heal, to release, and to thrive mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, right? Because they all go hand in hand. So today, we're going to walk through three key stages of transformation that are a part of this transformation process. The first thing is recognizing survival mode. What does survival mode look like? Recognizing your power through healing. How does healing allow you to have power, right? To gain your power. And then redefining what it means to thrive. Okay. And later on, I'll show you a simple but powerful demonstration that reveals how stress affects your body, your mind, and your spirit. Okay. So let's dive in. Recognizing survival mode. Recognizing survival mode. Let's be honest, ladies. Many of us are still living in survival mode and don't even realize it, right? So many of you, many of your friends, your aunts, your coworkers, your many of us are still living in survival mode and we don't even realize it. So, what does survival mode look like? Well, always being on edge, like you can't ever relax, saying I'm fine when deep down you're exhausted, feeling like if you slow down, everything's gonna fall apart, carrying everybody else's burdens but neglecting yourself, right? Does this sound familiar? Because if it sounds familiar, you're living in survival mode. And I'll tell you, it sounds familiar because for years this was me. I wore strength like an armor. And I called it everything. I called it faith. I called it hustle. I called it resilience. But the truth is, it was actually fear. Fear that if I stopped striving, I'd fall apart. But here's the truth: you can't heal in the same environment that keeps you in fight or flight. When we live in survival mode, our bodies are flooded with stress hormones. Our minds stay on high alert and our spirit becomes restless. And guess what? That's not living, that's enduring. The first step to thriving is awareness, okay? You can't heal what you refuse to face, okay? So, what I want you to do is, I want you to ask yourself, what am I still surviving? What parts of me have I been protecting instead of healing? Answering these questions are a crucial part in your healing process, in your growth process, all right? Once you recognize survival mode, what it looks like, how it feels, how it affects you, the next step is to start your healing journey, right? And a part of that journey is reclaiming your power through healing. And let me tell you something about healing. Healing isn't quick and it isn't pretty, but it's possible. You may have heard the saying, hurt people hurt people. And that's true. But here's the great news: healed people heal people. When you start healing, you begin to break generational cycles, emotional habits, and spiritual blockages. Healing isn't linear, but it's also not about erasing your past. It's about reclaiming your power from it. It's about standing in front of your pain and saying, "No, you are not in charge. You no longer get to control me." Healing is the bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. And guess what? That process starts with compassion and forgiveness, not judgment. If you've been through trauma, loss, or disappointment, I want you to know something. You are not broken. You were wounded, and wounds can heal. God never wastes pain. Every scar is proof that you survived something that tried to destroy you. I am a walking testament of that. I am a walking, God never wastes pain. Every scar is proof that you survived something that tried to destroy you. I want to show you something powerful, a visual that represents what happens when we hold on to our stress and our pain for too long. Okay. Let's take this cup of water. All right. You see this cup of water, full cup of water, right? So if I hold this cup of water for a minute, no problem. If I hold for an hour, well, my arm starts to ache. If I hold it all day, my arm goes numb. See, the weight of the water doesn't change, but the longer I hold it, the heavier it feels. And that's what stress does to us. When we carry trauma and guilt and unforgiveness without ever releasing it, it starts to break us down. We lose energy, we lose focus, and most significantly, we lose peace. But see, the moment I take and I put this cup down, I feel relief. And guess what? The same is true for your healing. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how long you hold on to it. See, it's not the weight of the burden, it's how long you carry it. It's how long you carry it. So I challenge you today. This is my challenge to you. I want you to ask yourself, what cup have I been holding for too long? Ask yourself, what cup have I been holding for too long? Carrying pain too long breaks us down. It tears us down mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You got to learn to put the cup down. And I want to share with you a reflection prompt to guide you in your healing process, to guide you in starting to put those cups down, putting the cup down. And the reflection prompt says, what am I ready to release today? So I want you to think about that. What am I ready to release today? What cup am I ready to put down? What cup am I ready to put down? All right. Let's keep it moving. Part 3, redefining. This is our third part, right, of our transformation process, right? Redefining what it means to thrive. We know thriving is not about perfection, it's about presence. Okay, it's about living from peace instead of pressure, right? So thriving, what thriving looks like, it resting without guilt, setting boundaries without apology, pursuing purpose instead of people pleasing, and nurturing your faith and mental health at the same time. As Black women, we struggle. We struggle to rest without guilt because we have the kids and we have our career and we have the family and we have our relationships and we have our spiritual aspect. We struggle with resting without guilt. We struggle with setting boundaries without apologizing for having put boundaries in place to protect us and to protect our peace. Many times we pursue, people pleasing. We focus on people pleasing and not looking inward, not looking upward to attach ourselves to figure out God's purpose for us, right? And most importantly, we have to, nurture our faith and our mental health at the same time. I have a Loretta day. That is my day. I go where I want. I do what I want. If I want to go to the farm and see animals, if I want to go to a zoo, if I want to go get a massage, if I want to go to lunch, that is my day. If I want that day to rest, I do it without guilt. I set boundaries. Hey, today is Loretta Day. I'm unavailable from this time to this time. Okay. For a long time, I thought thriving meant achieving, right? But true thriving is becoming whole, becoming balanced, and becoming free. When I stopped chasing other people's definitions of success and starting aligning with God's vision for my life, everything shifted. There's a verse that I love. John 10:10. It says, I have come that they might have life and have it more abundantly. And listen to that. Listen to what he's saying. I have come that they might have life and have it more abundantly. He's not talking about survival. That's not survival. That's thriving. That scripture right there is talking about thriving. That's holistic wellness. That's holistic wellness. Let me tell you, as I began to see transformation unfold in my own life, I realized how important it was to share my experiences and my insight with other women who also long to heal and thrive, right? So that's why I created my signature 8-week programs, the 8-week coaching program, Anointed Journey from Healing to Purpose. This program was designed for women who've walked through pain, trauma, or major life transitions, and who are ready to move from just existing to truly thriving. In this 8-week experience, we'll journey through emotional healing and self awareness, spiritual renewal and identity rebuilding, purpose discovery, and practical life alignment. You'll receive 8 weeks of live group coaching sessions with me, a private one on one breakthrough session, access to the Anointed Journey workbook, and a community of women walking the same path. This is an amazing program. The full investment for this transformational program is $797, okay? And there are two kind of payment options. One is the pay in full, and you will receive instant access to the full program, bonuses, and the resources. The other option is a $397 deposit, and then the remainder, the balance, $450 in 30 days. Now, this is a flexible option for those who prefer to split their investment, and you will still have access to certain aspects of the program. You just won't have access to all the bonuses until the full balance is paid out. Okay. But here's something special. I'm excited to share this with you. If you enroll during the summit, okay, you'll receive a free signed copy of my brand new book, The Healing Pages, The Journey Through Grief. Now, this book is a powerful companion to your healing. It's filled with reflection prompts and tools to help you process your grief, your loss, and just to experience growth with grace. And this is my gift to you when you take this next step. When you take this next step. See, so I know that there are women watching this right now who are just tired of surviving. I know I was. I was tired of just surviving. I wanted to live. I wanted to thrive. I wanted to experience peace on a regular basis. We're often strong for everyone else, right? But it's time. If you're ready to finally heal and live for you, if that's you, if your spirit is saying it's time for more, I want to walk beside you. I want to be a part of your journey. Your past may have shaped you, but it doesn't define your destiny. It doesn't. If you are interested, you can register for the Anointed Journeys Coaching Program by scanning the QR code on the slide. I also want to say spaces are limited because I like to keep the experience intimate and personal so that every woman receives the attention and the support that she deserves. So if you are interested, click the QR code, register now. Again, if you register during the summit, you will receive a free signed copy of my brand new book, The Healing Pages, The Journey Through Grief, which will also be available on Amazon, but you will get a free copy if you sign up and join Anointed Journeys during the summit. All right. Ladies, as we close, I want you to take a deep breath. I know I shared a lot of information. I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to ask yourself, where in my life am I still surviving? And what would it look like to thrive? What would that look like? Maybe it's time to forgive. Maybe it's time to rest. Maybe it's time to put that cup of water down and finally let go. See, you've already proven that you can survive. You've already proven that you can survive. Now it's time to live, to truly, truly live. Because guess what? You are worthy of peace, and you're worthy of joy, and you're worthy of wholeness. And your story, yeah, your story, even the painful parts, even the uncomfortable parts, even the ugly parts, can be someone else's roadmap to healing. Mine was. I am a walking testament of what God can do. I am a walking testament of what healing can do, what forgiveness can do, what compassion and love can do. Remember, surviving got you here, but thriving is going to take you further. Thank you for joining me from surviving to thriving, a journey to holistic wellness. I want you to take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. Until next time, I need you to keep healing. I need you to keep growing and keep shining. Thank you so much. I hope that this was beneficial. I would love, love, love to see you in the Anointed Journeys program. Thanks for planting a seed of healing today. What began in this moment, I hope that it continues to bloom in your life. You were never meant to just survive, you were created to thrive. And I want you to join the journey. All right. Thank you. It's been great.